6 Powerful Ways to Spot a Liar. Soul-stirring Ernest Hemingway Quotes. Wisdom is not just about knowledge. It's about understanding when to act and when to remain silent. Keeping secrets grants a person a unique kind of power. Information is a currency, and those who know when to share and when to withhold it can influence situations without direct confrontation. Ernest Hemingway. Love timeless wisdom? Subscribe to classic quotes that inspire now, and let the words of great minds light up your day. Silence is often seen as a sign of wisdom. A person who listens more than they speak can gain insight and control over conversations. However, silence can also be a disguise for ignorance. Not all who remain quiet are wise. Some may simply lack understanding or the confidence to speak. Therefore, the key lies in knowing when silence is beneficial and when it is a weakness. Ernest Hemingway. True wisdom also involves the ability to ignore negativity. Engaging with every criticism or insult drains energy and shifts focus away from meaningful goals. The strongest individuals are not those who respond to every challenge, but those who selectively engage in battles worth fighting. Choosing to ignore baseless negativity is an act of strength, not weakness. Ernest Hemingway. In life, power comes from restraint. A wise person controls their words, thoughts, and emotions rather than allowing external forces to dictate their responses. Mastering the art of silence, secrecy, and selective engagement creates an inner strength that sets leaders apart from followers. Ernest Hemingway. Freedom is not just the absence of restrictions. It is the ability to act without being paralyzed by fear. To be truly free, one must overcome the fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take risks because they fear making mistakes, but failure is not the end. It is a lesson. The most successful individuals are those who embrace their setbacks, learn from them, and continue moving forward. Fear is a chain that binds the mind, and breaking it is the first step toward achieving true success and independence. Ernest Hemingway. However, success comes with its own challenges. Behind every accomplished individual is a long line of critics and doubters. Society often resents those who rise above the rest, and success naturally attracts both admiration and jealousy. Many people will try to discredit or diminish the achievements of those who excel. The key is to remain focused, not on the opinions of others, but on continuous personal growth. The presence of haters is often a sign that one is making an impact. Ernest Hemingway. Success can also be deceptive. It has a way of hiding bad habits, making people overconfident or complacent. When someone achieves success, they may overlook their flaws, believing that their achievements justify their actions. This is why some successful individuals eventually fall. They ignore the weaknesses that success once concealed. True wisdom lies in continuous self-awareness, ensuring that achievements do not blind one to areas that still need improvement. Ernest Hemingway. Ultimately, true freedom comes from facing fears, handling criticism with wisdom, and remaining humble despite success. Only those who keep learning, adapting, and improving can sustain their achievements and find lasting fulfillment. Ernest Hemingway. Morality is not truly tested in moments of harmony, but in times of separation and conflict. It is easy to be kind and fair when relationships are strong, but the real measure of one's character comes after a relationship ends. How we treat people once they are no longer in our lives, whether we show respect or seek revenge, reveals our true nature. Some choose to walk away with dignity, while others let bitterness dictate their actions. True morality is not about how we behave when things are easy, but how we act when faced with disappointment and loss. Ernest Hemingway. One of the greatest injustices in life is forcing others to endure oppression. Some people, when given power, use it not to uplift others but to keep them down. They silence those who resist and create systems that ensure their dominance. However, oppression is not just about political or social power. It can exist in personal relationships as well. When someone manipulates, controls, or emotionally burdens another person, they are committing one of the greatest forms of cruelty. True strength lies not in dominance but in the ability to uplift and empower others. Ernest Hemingway. Life is full of mistakes, but not all mistakes are innocent. A mistake repeated more than once is no longer an accident. It is a choice. People often justify their actions by claiming ignorance or bad luck, but repeated patterns of behavior reveal true intentions. Whether in personal life, business, or relationships, making the same mistake multiple times means a lesson was ignored. Growth requires reflection and the courage to break destructive cycles. Ernest Hemingway. In the end, our morality is tested not in easy moments but in difficult ones. Whether we choose to learn from our mistakes or repeat them, whether we choose to uplift others or bring them down, these decisions shape our character. True wisdom is in choosing integrity, even when it is difficult. Ernest Hemingway. No amount of external pleasure can truly heal a sorrowful heart. People often chase material success, fame, or fleeting moments of joy in an attempt to escape their inner sadness. They surround themselves with distractions, luxury, entertainment, and social validation, believing these things will bring lasting happiness. But deep within, an unhealed heart remains untouched by these external comforts. True happiness does not come from what we possess, but from inner peace, self-acceptance, and meaningful connections. No matter how much one acquires, an unsettled heart will always feel empty. Ernest Hemingway. Human nature is often contradictory when it comes to justice. People are quick to demand punishment for others but beg for mercy when they are at fault. They condemn the mistakes of strangers but expect forgiveness for their own. This double standard exists everywhere, on a societal level and in personal relationships. A person who has wronged others may seek understanding, while refusing to offer the same to someone else. True justice requires fairness, and true kindness requires empathy. Those who recognize their own flaws are more capable of showing grace to others. Ernest Hemingway. Real wealth is not measured by the numbers in a bank account, but by the sincerity of the friendships one holds. Money can buy admiration but not loyalty. Status can attract followers, but not true companionship. A person with sincere friends, those who stand by them in times of hardship, who celebrate their successes without envy, and who offer honest advice instead of empty praise, is truly rich. In the end, material wealth can be lost, but the value of genuine friendships lasts a lifetime. Ernest Hemingway. Happiness is not found in external pleasures, but within. Justice is only fair when applied equally to all. And wealth is not about possessions, but about the people who stand by us. Ernest Hemingway. Escaping life's harsh realities is as impossible as avoiding death. No matter how much one tries to ignore challenges, hardships will always find a way to surface. Some people seek temporary relief in distractions, entertainment, addictions, or even denial, but reality remains unchanged. Just as death is inevitable, so too are struggles, pain, and loss. The strongest individuals are not those who hide from difficulties but those who face them with courage. Life demands resilience, and only by embracing reality can one truly live with strength and purpose. Ernest Hemingway. Hope is the driving force that keeps life moving forward. It gives people the strength to endure hardships, the motivation to chase dreams, and the belief that better days are possible. When hope is alive, even the most difficult circumstances feel bearable. But when hope is shattered, life loses its color, and contentment fades. A person without hope becomes lost, unable to find meaning in their experiences. To truly live, one must protect their hope, whether through faith, purpose, or the belief in new beginnings. Even in the darkest moments, hope acts as a light guiding the way. Ernest Hemingway. Most people do not live the life they dream of. Instead, they live in fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These invisible chains hold people back from reaching their full potential. Instead of taking risks, they settle for security. Instead of pursuing their passions, they conform to expectations. But true freedom comes when one breaks free from fear and chooses to chase their dreams despite uncertainty. The greatest regrets in life often come not from failure, but from never having tried. Ernest Hemingway. To live fully, one must accept reality, hold on to hope, and overcome fear. Only then can life be lived with true purpose, courage, and fulfillment. Ernest Hemingway. If everyone loves you, something is wrong. No one can truly please everyone without compromising their own values, identity, or beliefs. A life without opposition often means one is either being overly agreeable or hiding their true self. Having an enemy, or at least someone who challenges you, can be beneficial. It keeps you grounded, forces you to reflect on your actions, and helps you grow. Criticism, when constructive, serves as a mirror that reveals blind spots. Rather than seeking universal approval, one should embrace the balance of both supporters and challengers. Ernest Hemingway. Overtrusting others can be dangerous. Trust is essential in relationships, but blind trust can make a person vulnerable to deception and betrayal. Some people take advantage of kindness, and not everyone has pure intentions. Being cautious does not mean being cynical. It means being wise. Trust should be earned over time, based on consistent actions rather than words alone. A truly strong person knows when to open their heart and when to protect it. Just as one would not leave their doors unlocked for strangers, neither should they entrust their deepest vulnerabilities to just anyone. Ernest Hemingway. True happiness does not come from comparison, but from celebrating others' success. Those who genuinely rejoice in the happiness of others do not lack happiness themselves. Envy and bitterness are signs of inner dissatisfaction, while joy for others reflects a heart that is content. Life is not a competition where one person's success diminishes another's worth. Instead, happiness grows when shared. A person who can sincerely applaud others' achievements is someone who understands that joy is abundant and not limited. Ernest Hemingway. In life, balance is key. Seeking universal approval weakens authenticity. Trust should be given wisely, not blindly. And happiness multiplies when shared rather than compared. By embracing these principles, one can navigate life with clarity, strength, and true inner peace. Ernest Hemingway. A liar often exposes themselves through contradictions. While deception may seem easy at first, maintaining a lie requires constant effort. Over time, inconsistencies appear, and those who listen carefully can detect the truth. Lies may provide temporary advantages, but they inevitably crumble under scrutiny. In contrast, honesty builds credibility and trust, even when the truth is difficult to accept. A person who speaks with consistency and integrity earns respect, while a liar must constantly cover their tracks, creating an endless cycle of deception. Ernest Hemingway. Speaking and hearing the truth are not always easy, but they bring peace. Truth can be painful. It may challenge beliefs, expose uncomfortable realities, or require change. Many people avoid truth to escape discomfort, but avoidance leads to greater suffering in the long run. When individuals embrace truth, even when it is difficult, they free themselves from the burden of deceit and self-delusion. Similarly, those who are willing to listen to the truth, rather than seeking only what they want to hear, gain clarity and strength. While lies create confusion and anxiety, truth, even when harsh, provides a foundation for growth and genuine inner peace. Ernest Hemingway. Language itself is neutral. It is how it is used that determines its impact. Words have the power to heal or harm, uplift or destroy. A single sentence can inspire hope or incite hatred, depending on its intent and delivery. The same words can be used to comfort a friend or manipulate an enemy. Because of this, individuals must be mindful of how they use language. Instead of using words to deceive, manipulate, or wound, one should strive to use them for clarity, understanding, and kindness. Ernest Hemingway. In the end, truth prevails. Lies may serve temporary purposes, but they are ultimately exposed by their own contradictions. While truth can be difficult to face, it brings peace and freedom. And though language is merely a tool, its power lies in the hands of those who wield it. By choosing truth and using words wisely, one can build a life based on authenticity and trust. Ernest Hemingway. Arrogance is often the seed of one's downfall. Those who become overly confident in their abilities, status, or possessions may believe they are untouchable. However, arrogance blinds individuals to their own flaws, making them resistant to growth and unaware of looming dangers. Many powerful figures throughout history have fallen, not due to external enemies, but because of their own inflated egos. They ignored warnings, dismissed advice, and underestimated challenges. True strength lies not in boasting, but in maintaining self-awareness and remaining open to improvement. Humility, not arrogance, is the foundation of lasting success. Ernest Hemingway: the first test of a rich person is humility. Wealth can change people, making them believe they are superior to others. Some may begin to treat those with less as insignificant or unworthy of respect. However, true greatness is measured by how a person remains grounded despite their riches. A wealthy individual who treats others with kindness and fairness earns respect, while one who flaunts their wealth and belittles others invites resentment. Money and success should not be excuses for arrogance, but opportunities to practice gratitude and generosity. Those who understand this retain their dignity, even in the face of fortune. Ernest Hemingway: jealousy distorts reality, making a chicken look like a buffalo. A person consumed by envy exaggerates the success of others while underestimating their own worth. They see minor achievements as grand victories and perceive others as threats, even when they are not. This mindset creates unnecessary bitterness and suffering. Instead of comparing themselves to others, individuals should focus on personal growth. Recognizing one's own progress, rather than obsessing over someone else's success, leads to a healthier and more fulfilling life. Ernest Hemingway: in the end, arrogance leads to ruin, while humility ensures stability. Wealth is not a test of power but of character, and jealousy serves only to blind, distorting perceptions and creating unnecessary pain. Those who master humility and overcome envy walk the path to true wisdom and contentment. Ernest Hemingway: knowledge is meant to transform, not just inform. If studying does not lead to a change in one's behavior, then the material being read is either ineffective or misunderstood. True learning shapes a person's actions, mindset, and approach to life. Books, teachings, and experiences should serve as tools for growth rather than just sources of passive information. Many people consume vast amounts of knowledge but fail to apply it, leaving their lives unchanged. The real purpose of studying is not just to gather facts, but to gain wisdom that influences daily decisions and personal development. Ernest Hemingway: during tough times, people either change themselves or change their circumstances. Hardships test character, forcing individuals to choose between adaptation or resistance. Some choose self-improvement, learning new skills, and adjusting their mindset to overcome challenges. Others take control of external situations, reshaping their environment to suit their needs. Both approaches require courage and determination. The key is to recognize that hardship is not the end but a turning point. Those who embrace change, whether internally or externally, find new strength and opportunities. On the other hand, those who resist change remain stuck, unable to move forward. Ernest Hemingway: life always offers a new path, even when one seems lost. When doors close, windows open. When plans fail, new possibilities emerge. No one is truly trapped unless they refuse to look for alternatives. Every setback contains the seeds of a fresh start. However, recognizing these paths requires an open mind and a willingness to let go of past failures. Those who dwell on what is lost may never see what lies ahead. The ability to move forward, even after failure, is what separates those who grow from those who remain stagnant. Ernest Hemingway: in the end, knowledge without action is meaningless. Tough times demand either personal transformation or a reshaping of circumstances. And no matter how difficult a situation may seem, life always presents new paths, waiting for those who are willing to walk them. Ernest Hemingway: when competition goes unchecked, it turns into a breeding ground for resentment and hostility. Healthy competition drives progress, but when left uncontrolled, it fosters jealousy, anger, and ultimately, conflict. Nations, businesses, and individuals who pursue victory at any cost often create enemies along the way. The pursuit of power, wealth, or recognition can escalate into full-blown hatred, leading to social divisions, unrest, and even war. History has shown that when competition is not tempered by fairness and ethics, it results in destruction rather than advancement. True success does not come from crushing others, but from building a system where growth benefits all. Ernest Hemingway. Fear is one of the greatest tools used to control people. It can paralyze societies, prevent progress, and keep individuals in submission. However, fear is not invincible. It can be eradicated by strong and just laws. A society that operates under fairness and clear legal structures removes the uncertainty that fuels fear. When justice is upheld, people feel safe, allowing them to thrive rather than merely survive. Conversely, when laws are weak or manipulated by the powerful, fear grows, leading to instability and oppression. A society without strong laws is a society where fear reigns, and where fear dominates, true freedom cannot exist. Ernest Hemingway. The first step in destroying a nation is erasing its memory. A nation's identity is rooted in its history, culture, and collective experiences. When these are rewritten, erased, or manipulated, people lose their sense of belonging and purpose. History serves as a guide, warning against past mistakes and preserving the wisdom of previous generations. Those who seek control understand that by eliminating a nation's memory, they can reshape its future to serve their own interests. A people without a shared past are easily divided, making them vulnerable to external manipulation. To protect a nation, its history must be preserved, taught, and respected. Ernest Hemingway. Unchecked competition creates enemies and conflict. Fear thrives in the absence of strong laws, and the erasure of history weakens a nation. Only through balance, justice, and the protection of cultural memory can societies remain strong and resilient. Ernest Hemingway. Great writing does not need to be complex. The most powerful words are often the simplest, yet they carry deep meaning. True writing is not about impressing others with elaborate vocabulary or complicated structures. It is about expressing emotions, thoughts, and experiences in a way that resonates with people. Writing should make life feel real, reflecting the struggles, hopes, and triumphs that define the human experience. A well-written sentence can capture an entire lifetime, and a single phrase can change someone's perspective. The beauty of writing lies in its ability to take the chaos of existence and transform it into something